See my Instagram post last night about you?
No, I didn't see.
You should check it out.
Okay.
A wall of text.
It wasn't. It was just a sweet thing. You didn't like it?
I mean, I liked it.
Oh, I liked it too.
I should see this now.
Read it while he answers the question.
Okay.
Oh shit! Are we on the internet, Danny?
Jerry,
What the fuck, Jerry?
Get the hell out of my seat!
We don't need you, Jerry. Danny's back. Oh, thank God.
I'm back, motherfuckers.
Danny,
Guess who's back?
I feel like I should apologize for last week's episode. Did you have a chance? Did you have a chance to see it?
Yeah, I did, Brian. What the fuck?
This is what happens when you leave.
How many questions did y'all get through?
15.
Wow.
People were saying that we got through like 4 questions. We got through more questions last week than we normally do on the show. However, we goofed around a lot and it was quite fun.
Who are your guests?
I don't remember. Who was here?
Was it Travis
I wasn't
and
here,
Marisha?
but it was Sam and
I think it was Sam and Taliesin.
Yes.
Oh, that makes sense. No, it doesn't.
Chaos personified on the couch, you know what I mean?
All right.
Right now all we have is raw sexual energy.
You know, sometimes
That's
that's all you
true.
need.
My grandpappy used to say that before he lost his ability to speak. Have a seat, Henry.
It's a very beautiful
You're okay,
song.
big boy. Tonight, the Mighty Nine find Halas. Mm-hmm. What do you mean, mm-hmm? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, you got it right. I'm proud of you.
Cue the balloons!
Oh man, we should have had like a balloon drop for this exact moment, but we didn't think it would ever happen.
Find Halas in a ruby, escape the happy fun ball, and learn the identity of the Angel of Irons. Gonna break it all down with Matt, with Liam, with Danny, and with Jerry, who we just sent to get more whiskey. All that and more tonight. Talks Machina. Oh yeah, like a concentric circle, sort of.
Yeah.
I can picture that.
It starts at the butt.
It always
Makes
starts
its
at the
way
butt.
out.
It always starts at the butt. The new Jurassic Park? Oh yeah, the glass.
Yeah.
The glass, or the puddle and the. Well, despite what you've seen already, tonight's episode is sponsored. Brave souls. Brave souls. By our friends at Eldritch Foundry. They're awesome, man. Eldritch Foundry, we get to hang out with them at Gen Con. Makers of the highest quality on-demand miniatures. They are extremely high quality.
It's
I've seen,
kind of
as you can see,
amazing.
there's some here, but there's bigger ones that I've seen getting made for different stuff, and they are blew my mind. They have officially launched their service and not only provide awesome quality 3D printed minis like you saw before the show, but amazingly crafted models as well. So they have a bunch of options already on the platform, and they're going to continue to keep adding new races, including Warforged, Orcs, Half-Orcs, starting next month. Right now, you can enjoy 15% off your order when you use the code CRITROL.
As you fondle the code, don't do that.
Tickle the keys. Tickle the
There it
keys.
is.
This is a skilled piano player, ladies and gentlemen.
Well done, sir.
Thank you. At checkout on their website, eldritchfoundry.com. Ooh, okay, this is a tough one, right? Because this shirt is very important to me.
Okay.
/ crit roll. We're good. Go
Every time.
Why
check
is it still a thing?
Matt's sigh just it adds years to my life. When you get a
Well, it came from mine, so I hope you enjoy those years. I will
you'll
no
get them
longer
back
have.
at some point.
The dab and the sigh are rich traditions here.
Go check it out, and thanks to them for supporting the show. Always, I know I make jokes all the time, but thank you to anyone either brave or dumb enough to sponsor this show. We love you. I will not belittle the products like Sam Riegel does, you know. I give them a genuine, you know, I don't distract them with high budget antics.
You're not pure id.
It's true. Oh,
I don't think so.
the mouse over there. The mouse over there disagrees. Some of you probably saw Marisha's announcement earlier, but we're hard at work on the finale of our Weird West miniseries on Deadwood. We are pouring pretty much every ounce of love and care into this series, and our finale isn't quite ready for broadcast yet, although it is spectacular. But we had some technical issues in post-production, so we're going to delay it a week. Give everyone time to catch up. It's going to premiere Friday, November 15th at 7 p.m. Pacific instead of this Friday. Thanks for being so understanding about that. I will tell you that I just came from, you know, we're working on it, and people aren't ready. So I'm actually kind of glad people can catch up, and then they can sort of gather your loved ones and right? I guess just gird your loins, prepare yourself.
I still like have the memories of how it all went down at the end, and I'm excited to rediscover things that I'd forgotten since then. When you're in the moment, you know, there's little details and stuff you don't pick up on, and I haven't seen any of the edits, so I'm particularly excited to get back into it myself. But it's gonna be good for you guys. You're gonna dig it.
You're gonna dig it, yeah.
I'll jump in on this too.
Go ahead,
as
please.
As an audience member.
Yeah, how have you been enjoying it lately?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It looks wonderful. You guys are fucking great. The guests
Props to
are
Steve
phenomenal.
Falos, our director.
Oh my God! It just every aspect of it is. Look at that good boy. Gorgeous. And I know a little bit about what's coming, although not all the details, and I can't wait.
Oh,
I can't wait.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. Speaking of what you were saying about, you know, missing stuff, there's so many parts when we have gone back and watched this, because I'm juggling so much stuff, and your speech about God's just as feral as the creatures that we were watching that back, and we all looked at each other like, this motherfucker just comes up with this shit off the top.
Half of those things I don't remember saying until I watched it back.
I
and
know,
was like,
because I started
"Oh, I said
texting
that."
you. I was texting you quotes and going like, dude, what the hell? This is right off. But you had just kind of watched Deadwood right before we shot it too again through, right?
Yeah.
So, because you had everything down. It was awesome, man.
I wanted to
You
make
did
sure
so
I was
good.
in the place.
Episode 2, Matt rolls like shit. Episode 3, DM rolls like shit. Because I remember
Yep.
afterwards, I looked at you, I was like, I now have a connection to you that I've never had
Never
before.
previously had. It happens, man.
But
It
you know
happens.
who does not roll like shit is fucking Marisha Ray, who
No.
apparently stole the ghosts out of Talison's dice and is now both on Critical Role and
Yeah.
in on Deadwood rolling all the best dice.
Oh yeah, she kind of is on
Yeah.
both shows.
Yeah.
I mean, with Critical Role, we thought it was just the seat because she's now in Talison's seat. We thought it was
yeah.
the seat that was special, but with Undeadwood, it's an entirely different table.
It must be stopped.
Is it the position at the table that's holy, or the physical chair, which I think has changed, or the floor, which has changed?
No,
Oh.
it's definitely not the floor or the chair. Maybe it's just where you sit.
the
There's
placement
just
at the
specific
table?
karmic energy.
Is it the maybe it's the energy
she
of the
was
person
still
on your
in
left
between-
and right feeding you and your dice.
Maybe.
That's it. I'll
Could
take
be.
credit.
There you go.
Maybe the souls of 1,000 angels, all right? Now bear with me. We're trapped inside of just one tree. Okay?
Okay.
And the part of that tree is now at that exact place where the juju keeps happening.
Chair lore.
On the table.
I'm here for chair lore.
Chair lore.
If anybody loves chair lore,
It's Matthew
this
Mercer.
community.
Yeah, it's been known. Hey, this is a really cool announcement. I absolutely love this, and it's close to my heart because my family. For the month of November, we've partnered with our friends at Operation Supply Drop OSD to help support our active and veteran and military communities. OSD has served over 1 million people in the military, and we're on a mission to help them serve the next million, really, right? Please consider donating or sharing our campaign at critroll.com/OSD. Love those guys, man. such a good cause. This country does a piss poor job of taking care of people that serve it.
Yeah.
That's fucking known, and I'm glad to see people like them out there doing it. So
Continuously. And happy to, thankfully, have this amazing community to help support those endeavors, and happy to have him back and under our wing for
Absolutely.
this next batch. So look forward to that.
Thank you to the people helping, and thank you to the people that they're helping.
Yep.
Thank you for your service, those who are watching.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, one final announcement before we discuss this thrilling episode, but Matt's going to do it.
Yes.
Because I need to just sit here and drink for a
You do it. So yeah, in case you guys missed it earlier, we announced some pretty big news today. We here at Critical Role, we have partnered with Amazon Prime Video for our upcoming animated series, The Legend of Vox Machina. We found a home for it.
Awesome.
Now, from this partnership, we're able to make an entire second season of the animated series, as well as be able to add 2 additional episodes to the first season, which is bonkers already. Our Kickstarter backers will still be able to watch the first season for free. Don't worry, we'll figure out the logistics of it, but it will be available to all of you for free. And you also have an opportunity to watch the part 2 or the 2-part special that kicks off the series before anyone else. This partnership we made with them empowers us to maintain the creative vision that we've had for the show from the very beginning. Super excited about that, and none of this would have been possible without your support and enthusiasm. It's just really surreal. And it's crazy to think that this game all started in our living rooms, and now we're all executive producers of our own animated series. It's kind of nuts. Kind of nuts. But for all the details, please head over to the update section, I think it is, of our Kickstarter page, and that'll keep you going. We'll have more updates to come now the cat's out of the bag, and we can start showing off some of the fun production elements there, and the cool little secret updates for you guys as we progress forward. So
Yeah, there's a bunch of articles out there, but read what's on the Kickstarter update page, because that's probably because that comes from us, and that's the most that's the most comprehensive update, really. I mean,
Exactly.
It's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so that means if there's more episodes, we can get into some shit, right?
Gritty.
yeah, we can get into some parts of the story past the Briarwood arc.
Yeah.
I'm super stoked.
We see stuff on a weekly basis.
Are we gonna get the cows? I want the cows, man. My favorite episode of Critical Role of all time, besides the one that Molly died. Oh, am I an executive producer? You said we're all executive producers. Am I
No.
an executive?
No. On the Critical Role show.
I understand. Well, let us now discuss episode 83 of Critical Role Campaign 2, Dark Bargains. Okay, crit roll stats. We had a lot of announcements and sponsorship. Thank you for bearing with us. I'm a little exhausted. This is going to be great. I'll probably be drunk by the end of the show.
Yeah.
You're not now?
Not yet. No. Do you want some? We can split it. I'll kind of like.
Yeah.
I'll throw a little.
Just start like sprinkling like whiskey on me like holy water.
Yeah. Can we do that on Zach? Can we do that on Twitch? Oh, he says no.
Sorry.
Technical
Sounds like
director.
a rule that's made to be broken.
Liam,
Yeah.
how long would you estimate you poured wine this episode?
I will guess 38 seconds.
That's correct. The answer is 49 seconds.
That's not bad. That's a pretty good guess.
That's a very good guess.
close.
The second the first drop hit the glass, I said, "Do it, you coward. Do it, the whole bottle. And it pretty much...
It would have gone
It would
over.
have gone onto the table.
It would have gone, yeah, that's why. Yeah,
Do
it would've-
not pour any more wine on that table.
Oh, God. I bet Wormwood, they're
just like,
they were
"No,
so
no,
nervous.
no."
They're just like, no, there's nothing under it. Okay.
That's how they make Scanlan's wood.
Well done, sir. If I had a Benny, I'd toss it to him,
Yeah.
for being the ass man.
You know, this is another, I've brought this up before, rare pairing. I'm not often on
That's
the
true.
show.
We don't get to do this often.
with,
Wait.
with Matt.
I
Yeah, this is a rare baseball
I said
card.
this
Yeah.
today. What?
Yes.
Have they
like
been
this.
on together before?
I don't know. I don't
Have been.
think.
Check crit
Maybe
crit
with
rolls.
the three.
Well,
maybe with when we were doing
crit roll
three
stats
people.
Back in the day, we used to do bigger groups, and it happened more frequently just because we were all doing it more frequently. But
Should we clarify that we meet on the show?
No.
It all blurs, it blends, it bleeds.
Have fun, Tumblr.
When are the cameras on? When are they not? That's what I say.
Oh, Brian, no, cameras are always on.
I thought I was actually gonna, like, there's a very mellow vibe on this couch right now. I don't know if you can feel it. I can. But I thought I was
Oh,
going
I
to be,
feel it.
I've been nervous coming up to this episode because normally I can talk behind his back.
You
And
cannot.
I don't know
tonight.
if he watches this show. I don't think he watches it all the time.
I watch it pretty
Stop
often.
it, Matt, stop. And I don't want him to know all my stupid thoughts in my head. I want them to be private, which is, I probably shouldn't come on the show if I want them to be private.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, you could use this opportunity to throw him off by
misinformation.
There you go. That's what the audience really wants.
I was
This
literally about to say.
misinformation on our talk show about
Yeah.
our main show.
Yeah. Don't worry, I haven't been doing that the whole time.
You wouldn't lie to me, Liam, would you?
Especially to you.
No!
I'm just happy to have this Comic-Con variant episode.
Ting.
You can do whatever you want with these questions, Liam, should we get to them before the show's over.
Seriously.
Caleb's smell has been commented on 60 times. We hit 60 stinky Caleb
Seems
references.
low. to
9
me.
more
Seems pretty
references.
low.
We need 9 more. Laura, you know what to do.
And I do feel bad. I acknowledge that you have dressed cleanly now, and you're washed. Just old habits are hard.
What about on the show, though?
Oh, I don't remember. Is he recently washed? My
Supposedly.
grandmother used to say warshed.
I was pretty
Worshed,
ragged
yeah.
for a while.
That's some Appalachian
Worshed.
pronunciation
That's
right there.
fuckeredly, dude.
Doing a lot more of that art coloring.
Yep.
Sure.
Yer. Knott's death was the 60th knockout and 8th player character death in Campaign 2. Half of those deaths are Frumpkin.
Sorry.
I feel like that's not a legit full-on
It's an
death.
unfair lumping.
He's like a magical fart, really. This is Liam talking, not Caleb. Caleb knows that Frumpkin is best cat, only cat.
Right.
Epitome of cat. He's a fake creature. He's a fart. Yeah. He's a magical fart. He's not dying. He's just getting
Going home.
Yeah, he's going home. His Wi-Fi his internet signal is getting weak, and then poof.
Do you
Right.
think he has a Fae family?
Of course.
Do you think he has
A
like a wife
family?
and kids that he like every once in a while he's like, oh, it died for like 5 seconds. Good to see everybody.
Like he's sitting there handling
Hi."
like his little like Fae cat kid's birthday party, and they're like happy, and he just vanishes out.
Now remember, son, the one thing I always want you to remember.
Then comes back like an hour later.
What was it, Dad?
Hard.
I don't know. Those fucking assholes. I don't know.
All I can see is that scarf. That fucking scarf.
Do you know how many pieces of oatmeal and sticks are caught in that shit?
Get on an artist.
Matt, you shouldn't name this episode an unfair lumping.
No. Well, I didn't. Too bad.
Okay, sorry.
Bargain was more the one I was going for.
Bargain.
Bargain.
I love how Matt he sits at home and he dreams up like, what's going to be the most poetic thing to sum up this episode?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, I'm going to mess it up. It's like if Danny hosted on Deadwood Talks Machina episode, and then she's like, oh, let's talk about episode 2. God, don't play Kurds, or like
I would
some stuff.
shit all over it.
Does it suck, man? Should I stop? Are you okay? I don't want to have anything between us, man.
Ryan, look, our friendship is entirely based on the understanding that you are yourself. And if you were to change that up, I would be worried about you.
Okay.
I appreciate the joshing.
Okay.
Henry's sniffing the minis.
He loves the Eldritch Foundry. He's obsessed with it. It's crazy.
Why are you sniffing the minis, Henry?
And he takes after his dad.
Are they rubbed in bacon?
Bacon minis.
They might be.
There's a business. Whoever's the first to get out there, kickstart that shit.
Whoa.
The
Just
internet
saying.
not created bacon minis yet. That has to be real.
Soon enough.
Seems like a homebrew thing.
It's like a Rule 34, but for bacon.
Someone in the chat right now is asking, is this show about Critical Role?
You know?
Matt,
That checks out.
Our
That checks
first
out.
question.
Yes.
This is what happens when we don't have Max. Max is out this
23
week.
minutes in.
Max is out this week. Well, we
I'm
started.
so sorry,
we started
guys.
a little bit late because I had to
Critical Role
get
is how
here.
we're idiots. So
It is, and guess what?
Yeah.
On Tuesdays we're also idiots.
Yes.
That's what I tell people about the show. Matt, CD88
Yes.
has a question for you. Several of your players are the types to press the red button just to see what happens.
See?
How much of your design of the Happy Fun Ball room was to tempt the players with as many red buttons as possible to see which ones they'd press?
A few elements.
Yeah.
The Dreadnought room was definitely that, but I didn't expect them to go all in on it. I wanted it to be a tease, with the chance that they go in. Because they're so careful sometimes, and so it's hard for me to know if because they are a group think, and so there are a few players that are the kind of push the red button folk, but it's still kind of a communal choice to go in, and usually for the sake of survival, everyone agrees to fight that urge. So there were a lot of unexpected kind of shifts in the group approval process, I guess you would say, when it comes to this, but that was also by design.
Here's what I think.
Yeah.
I think that you created such, it's a combination of things. You created such an interesting location / creature that it was undeniable, and you sparked everyone's curiosity hardcore. We had also uncovered a lot of the Baldur's Gate map, but there was just a couple of little pockets still with the black schmutz on it. We really just wanted to rub it off and
It's
see
true.
what,
It's
see
Diablo
what was under
rules. You
there.
got to go to every room. Yeah, sure. You
Yeah.
found the gate out, but there's this part's still shadowy.
Astral Dreadnought chained with a fucking bit in the mouth like he's in Talison's basement. How are we not going to go in there?
It was, I was pretty, legitimately
Bring out
was
the
very
kid.
happy you guys did that. Made me happy.
Yeah, we could see it. It was a win-win all around the table.
Kind of was.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. There's still a lot of elements of the map you guys didn't find. There were a lot of possible off-the-map things that never got found.
The
And
rest of the campaign is that ball.
That's it.
just screw everything else in
Just the
Exandria.
ball. Yeah.
What war?
Fuck Wildmouth.
What war? What war? My favorite ball went over my neighbor's fence. Liam.
Yes.
Katie Metzger wants to know, seems Caleb fears Halas.
It's haul ass.
It's haul ass?
Yes.
Welcome to the halls of Hall Ass.
No.
That's terrible. It seems Caleb fears haul ass more than the other members of the Mighty Nine. Is this because of haul ass's human experimentation? Caleb seeing a bit of himself in him, simply the fact he's an extremely powerful mage, or something else entirely?
Oh, it's more than one thing. It is that he's probably one of the most powerful mages in the history of the continent. There's the fact that the place is full of experimentation and weird labby shit, and Caleb has already been through a less intense, still intense, but less intense somehow version of all that. And I think he knows that Yusa, who is also more powerful than he is, went in here, tempted by it, got wrecked, and yet Caleb still feels the siren song of it, and looks at and learns about Haul Ass, and sees
Matt, I'm sorry, dude. I got it right. Don't get mad at me. man.
Continue.
is scared of the grains of similarity that are in him and this guy.
No, he's
He
okay.
doesn't think they're exact. Get him, Henry. Get him.
He's fine. He's not taking that VCR. He's borrowing it.
Chopper. Haul ass.
He gets very upset with people that are that like to steal stuff.
So he hangs out with you?
Beat me to it.
I taught him stay away from people like me.
Good lesson for any of you, really.
Did you get to finish? Oh, sweet boy. Oh my God.
Oh, does my answer really matter when you have that on the screen?
You guys have no idea how good this dog is for all of us to have this dog around. Did you get enough time, darling, to answer?
Absolutely.
Okay.
There is a multitude of reasons why the place was creeping him the fuck out. Also involved was my terrible dice rolling for two
had some
games at
rough
least.
rolls, man.
Sure
Yeah,
did.
you
Sure did.
You sort of take it like a champ, though,
Well-
and I like that. You don't really get too pouty. You sort of go, "This is what happened. Now let me figure out what happens next."
I like
you know
the
what I mean?
story that it
you let
told.
your characters be pouty.
I mean, we have continually seen fun happen from shitty things happening, and now the story of the fucking fun ball is that it was like, you're not welcome here. this is gonna suck for you. You thought you were gonna have fun here? Fuck you.
Yeah.
That was Caleb's experience in the ball.
Yeah.
The dice are the
Archmage Bane, man.
yeah.
Perfect.
The dice are the element of chaos, right? You throw
Yeah.
in there, and it's. I mean,
Unless you're Marisha.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Unless you're Marisha.
Unless you're
He's
Marisha.
one of the few non-magic oriented people you party, so it kind of made sense.
Well, and also too, like episode 3 on Deadwood spoilers, with the sister shot at the end, it was whoever did another wound, and I'm looking at my initiative thing, and I look at Ivan, and I'm like, and then she rolls and blasts it out. She was sucking all of your
Juju.
because
yeah.
you guys were
Juju's
sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
That's probably what it
Might have been
was.
it. But I love when that happens, because it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes in those climactic narrative moments, occasionally the dice work too perfect in your favor, and you're just left going like, that was incredible.
And on that note, sorry, this is the Undeadwood talk show.
No.
Oh, I love you rolled like shit in that in your show, but it was so good, and you took it and made it like, fuck, I'm with these fucking amazing people. I don't understand what the fuck is going on. I'm just keeping my head down. It was so good. Just
It's
take
fun.
your lemons and make some lemonade.
Exactly. Lean into it.
My heart was breaking because Matt's dice tray was a foot in front of me, and I'm just watching this happen, going, "Oh no, man!" Like, and then when you made the Curse of the DM comment, everybody's like,
how it works.
"Can relate."
That's how it works.
Matt,
Yes.
oh, a question from your own account. Certified Stud Muffin would like to know how much fun was it to dig so much into the backstory of your world as the Mighty Nine found out more about Haul-Ass and interacted with him.
I thought you retired that Twitter handle.
It was a lot of fun. There's always been references and teases to like pre-divergence elements of history, and it was just fun to bring a character in an environment that is kind of a locked in time, essentially, location from that era that has been kind of left to dust and mystery since. And the idea of a powerful personage who wasn't even aware of the time passage and the loss of historical experience. It was fun. It was a big joy and a place to like pepper some more lore and kind of build the world for you guys a bit and give a little more context to some of the cool things that you've been encountering, and it was fun.
Fun ball.
I enjoyed it.
Fun
That's what I'm
ball.
saying.
Super cool.
Our dear friend Debran Wall's episode was the first Happy Fun Ball episode, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yes.
That was it?
Yeah, it wasn't meant to continue, but here we
Oh,
are.
man. Do you know what should continue?
What?
The Punisher, starring Deborah Ann Wall and other people.
I
But
mean, yeah.
what are we going to do? Wacky historian, Liam. Question for you.
Raven.
It gets me. Caleb was initially very angry to explore Haul-Ass's ritual chamber
Eager.
in the Dreadnought. What did I say?
Angry.
Guys. Caleb was initially very eager to explore Haul-Ass's ritual chamber in the Dreadnought, but then seemed very concerned about danger once the party was inside. How do you see the relationship between his curiosity and his paranoia? That's a great question.
Well, I've said this for a long time on the show. Like he's gambling big when he thinks that there's something of worth to be gained. And I'm going to theorize, and this is like, I don't know how to do this with Matt here because he's right here.
Do it, man.
It's one thing if I'm imagining your home and you're looking at your
on.
large screen, and there's distance. You're literally 8 inches from my face. Okay. Caleb has read about a long vanished mage who was dicking with time shit, and then just blinked out. Never heard from him again. So he, even before getting into the belly of the Dreadnought, he's wondering, like, I mean, what are the odds it'd be the same person? Is this the same person? Did the dude who make this thing? That couldn't be. That's too much of a coincidence. Or is it? Is this the fucking guy who figured out how to fucking dick with magic? And then we got in there, and he's trapped in a gem, and we don't know how long he's been in there.
Yeah.
Or how he got in there, or what else he might have been messing around with, other than his cloney clone. So I have no idea. Liam doesn't know. Caleb doesn't know. But it's on his mind that this guy might be the first real, concrete, any kind of clue to doing the batshit crazy things that he in the past has dreamed of doing. So going in there was like, yes, I have to kind of risk me. I think we'll be okay. I don't know. I have to go in there. But then once we got in there, it's not like he runs around like a moron opening traps without checking them, boxes without checking for the traps. He goes to dangerous places and then treats them sensibly, I think. But not everybody in the party's like that. But we're
This is a
group,
call
so
out
it's like the
post right
Partridge
now.
Family, right?
Yeah,
We all have
sure.
our strengths and
Totally.
weaknesses.
Some of us look better in shorts than others. They wore shorts a lot on that show.
Yeah, I remember.
He's behind me, isn't he?
He is behind you. Hey, Matt.
Good answer.
Factor that in.
Yes, what's your question?
Chris Gatlin's behind you with the question.
Chris, what's up?
Gatlin. The bound horn devil was beautifully done. Jester in particular was drawn to it, pitying it due to its isolation. Was she the main target of its manipulation, knowing her past, or was he a general temptation set before the party?
He was designed to just be a general temptation. Like a lot of things in this game, not everything is deliberately intended for a specific player, and then in hindsight, you're like, oh, well, that was a shoo-in to have a reaction. I didn't build it for Jester, and there was a lot more reasons for why he was there, and his relationship with Halas and things like that that never came to fruition because they were careful. They didn't go and read that poem he wanted them to read so badly.
Right.
Yeah, so I didn't know, like a lot of things, part of my joy is building these scenarios and not knowing how you guys are going to react to it. Occasionally I'd be like, they might do this, and you have to try and figure that out and be like, it's a possibility they'll go this way. I can see this character probably doing this or having this reaction to it. But a lot of it is just building it and going, man, I'm really excited and curious to see how they deal with this. And so Jester wasn't an intentional target of that, but just ended up being one of those like, oh, of course.
And there's got to be so much stuff too that you think about and go, every character is going to react differently to this, probably, right?
And sometimes they react very differently than I expected.
Yeah.
I'll be like, they're probably going to react this way, and then they go the other direction. I'm like, I was wrong.
Gilmore in a tower has changed me, Matt.
Yes.
It's changed me.
It's changed all of us.
I'm so proud of you.
Changed all of us. Liam,
Yes.
Eric Burr
Be
wants
fair,
to
Gilmore
know.
changes a lot of people in a tower.
I love you. Did you miss me?
With a tower.
As Caleb meets more advanced arcanists, whose motives and interests all differ from one another, where does he see himself in relation to them? And does he instinctively compare them to Trent to analyze for potential hostility toward him in the group?
Diddly doo.
Oh,
I gotta remember to sleep. Go ahead.
potential hospital diddle.
Just read it off the screen. Just read
don't
the
take
rest
it down,
of them
don't take
off
it down
the
because
screen.
this is making my mind go in like 20 different directions. They're all different from one another. Why does he see himself? Where does he see himself? And does he instinctively compare them to Trent too? Well, yes to the latter part. He's very distrustful. I mean, he went through a very traumatic situation, and it has made him very paranoid and gun shy. And he is, he's a lot better.
He's not fire shy.
He's a lot.
He's come a long way.
He sure has. He sure has. There's a lot that he's never going to let go of, but he's come a long way.
He let go of that stench.
Wow.
That you know of.
I meant him smelling bad. Does that word mean something else now? I'm not on Twitter.
Just saying,
Put the
they're not
question back up.
counting.
There's so much there. I need it. Thank you. There's so much here that a lot is changing for him, or has changed and is still changing. He's very reactive in a lot of ways. It's like whatever is laid out in front of him in the moment that matters to him, or that he can take advantage of, or that he cares about. I don't know. What has just spilled out onto the table is going to be like a real egg scramble for him, I think, because a fucking betrayer god coming back is so much more important than his bullshit. And I don't know that it's going to make him let go of that stuff completely or at all, or just a little. But if the betrayer god is trying to come back, a betrayer god is trying to come back and just shit on on existence, then all the stuff that he's been chasing really, even for him and his like traumatized, fucked up person that he is, he has to reevaluate. He has to. And I don't think he'll ever let go of it. And like someone who is an addict, who still every once in a while has a weak day and is like, I'm good. Fuck. And slips. I don't think I don't know that he's past it, but everything that has just rolled out onto the table is probably a game changer, and I don't yet know how exactly.
Okay.
And that's fine.
Hold on. Let's deep dive this for a second. Two things. You can take the question, Zach. Show as much of me as you can is what I'm kidding. This character to me, and you don't have to comment on this, I'm gonna flatter you for a second, but to me, this character is a very interesting lesson in a clinic in self-forgiveness, right? And the second part of that is because to me, I'm watching Caleb's journey and I want him to become more powerful and I want him to do all these things. But at the end of the day, I don't give a shit. I want him to forgive himself because at the end of the day, after all the creatures and after all the monsters and after all the stuff is done, it's not going to change his opinion of himself, right? And the other thing is you can get addicted to grief. And stay in that space and choose to stay in that headspace, right? Yeah. And we are watching what that does to a person and the internal. And this shows how great of an actor he is and how great of a role player he is and how great of a character maker you are because you think in layers like this. And I think like those two themes with Caleb to me are the two that really stick out: is the self-forgiveness and then being sort of having an attachment to the grief. And the reason why he has the attachment to the grief is because that's the only emotional thing that he can still have connected to the family. It's like mourning, staying in a consistent, sorry, I'm going fucking nuts on this shit.
Dude, go run.
These are things that I've been thinking about for months and months and months. And I honestly, I think the loose goal for this was to see what happens, and I don't know the answer. I legitimately don't know the answer. I don't have a spot in mind where I'm thinking I'm going to try to stick the landing and get this perfect ending where he's completely absolved himself and has forgiven himself and it's the best life that he could be and is the principal of Hogwarts or whatever. I have no idea, and it's kind of scary and thrilling, and what we love about this game is not knowing, and I'm really curious to see where he ends up.
What I like too, let me say one more thing, is that you're not railroading your own character. And like in my sort of newly DM mind, you think about people who just go like, nope, this is my guy, this is the story I've picked out for him, it's not gonna change. You're letting what's happening and you're letting the other players and what they say to you affect you and change you and go, this guy he's malleable to me. I fucking love that, man. It's like, it's cool to see.
Yeah. I had some ideas of what he would be like, and really the other players at the table have kind of went, and it's also fun to get, knocked around in different directions.
Yeah,
and
that's kind of the beauty of role playing.
We're informing each other's characters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like people inform us and who we end up becoming.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
I love it.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Boy. Oh my goodness.
I like this couch. I always end up cuddling in this couch.
This
It makes me
couch
happy.
has got a vibe that is pretty unparalleled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would say the only time it's better is when Sam's not on it. So we're fine. So do you know what we should do?
What you got?
Cosplay of the week.
Yes.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Oh, I'm excited.
Cosplay of the week.
Cosplay of the
Hey,
week.
thanks, Liam. That was fun.
It was fun.
It's such good times.
Our winner for this week was sent in by Max. It's not right there. Our winner this week was sent in by @such a mantis.
Such a man.
You're such a mantis, aka aka MK Frisbee. Let's take a look.
Oh,
Yes.
Yep.
that's awesome.
Yes.
I love the post effects in it too.
Yeah. There have been a few that they've put up recently.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
They also,
That's
had
so
really,
badass.
they also have a really good video of you doing the wall of fire.
Of that cosplayer doing
Yeah, yeah,
Wall
yeah.
of Fire, yes. And one critter is the cosplayer and another critter did all the post effects. And you
That's
guys
at Lieutenant_Jack.
Nice.
you guys fucking
AKA
killed it.
Bane. Loved him in the movie with
Yes. That's cosplay of the week.
say you think the darkness is your ally?
You think the darkness is your ally?
Yes.
I've petted the good boy named Henry, bonded with him, ruffled his ears. You don't know Henry.
I think we're finally back to those being funny again. Like it took a while. It took a long while. I think
Disagreed. That never went away for me.
It's been a while.
Liam's is just so good.
It's just a cup.
He's a voice
just a
actor.
cup.
Yeah,
He's
but
a
your
voice
cadence is
actor.
there too.
Yeah, there is
He
like
does great
Wow.
cupping. He does great cupping. Hey,
Don't. Stop. Please don't. Stop.
hey, congrats to you, MK Frisbee.
Congratulations. It's a great cosplay. You look
So
phenomenal.
good.
You have won this Corrupted Collection Master Vault that'll be going home with me tonight. Most recent Kickstarter, now available on Backer Kit. Max fell asleep in the middle of writing all this copy for this, but you can enter our weekly, I'm just kidding. He's awake. No,
You know he can sleep with his eyes open?
hold on.
What's happening here?
I feel like I'm watching Midsummer again.
I have to QC the product before we send it to the winner.
that was very like one of
I need
Zen
you to
right
calm
there.
down.
This is, you gotta smell that, man.
Yo.
Yeah, really take your time with it. Ooh, wow.
Yeah, it smells good.
Okay. All right.
I'm just so uncomfortable.
Remember, greatroll.com. Wait for it, Zach. /
You already
There
jumped
it
the
is.
gun.
Suraj!
submit. There it is. Matt,
Yes.
Danny,
Yes.
we're gonna get through every single one of these questions.
Are you sure?
Watch.
A lot of people messaged me while
Oh,
I
yeah.
was gone, saying that like things had gone crazy without me there. I can't do anything about this. I just want to make that very clear.
She was calling me she was calling my phone the entire show. And then I look at my phone and it says, it's been 16 minutes, it's been 20 minutes, and then Jerry, it's been 30 minutes.
Yeah, well, I finally had to message Jerry because no one was listening to me.
Although, if we had, I will say, I hope he's not still here. If we had to have you gone, Jerry's the cutest little nugget to have in your place. I love it so much. Matt,
Yes.
Prince of Assassins wants to know,
Yes, Prince.
did you roll to see if the Revivify worked, and has there been any chance in Campaign 2 with how Revivify, or change in Campaign 2 with how Revivify works? Revivify sucks to say.
Yeah, it does.
Revivify.
Yes.
A few whiskeys, yeah, definitely.
That's not a few, that's on fourth sip.
Dude, I have to say Revivify and fucking recap,
Revivify?
it's awful.
Does it
It's
always
terrible
work out of combat, or is it tied to the narrative? Good question, yeah.
If you look at the resurrection rules that I put in the Tal'Dorei campaign guide, Revivify doesn't work like other resurrection elements because it's a very short time that you can actually use Revivify. And the way that it's presented is, if it fails during the combat, you have to actually. It's not that they're like permanently dead, but you cannot attempt to resurrect them using Revivify again, and then you have to use a standard like long form spell like Raise Dead thereafter, and it still increases the DC by 1. So I was just rolling. If it was like climactic, either they come back or they're gone forever type roll, I would have made a big show of it. But it was more just me keeping track of whether or not the roll was successful in increasing or decreasing the DC going forward. And since it was out of combat, it wasn't worth kind of going into that too much at that moment.
Yeah, it made sense. Yeah.
Revivify is like a defibrillator.
Yeah.
Another word I
kinda.
have problems with.
And to be honest,
Wait, say it again.
Defibrillator. Did I say it right?
Defibrillator.
Defibrillator.
Defibrillator?
I think.
Wait, I said it the other day and someone
Oh,
I
God.
said it like you just said it and someone
I
corrected
think.
me.
Hang on, I'm looking it up. I don't
Well,
know.
it's defib or defrib.
I think it's defibrillator.
Defibrillator. I think you're right.
Defibrillator.
Defibrillator?
Hang on,
You're all wrong.
Tell us, Google.
Man, and I was a gnomish engineer in Warcraft. I should
Greg,
know
you
that.
went to medical school?
Defibrillator. I used to be a lifeguard.
You used to be a lifeguard?
So what is it? What is it?
Defibrillator.
It's defibrillator.
Like you're fibbing.
Defibrillator.
A fib. Defib.
Defibrillator.
Yeah.
Defib.
Cool.
Google just said defibrillator.
No, Google
can kiss my ass.
Google's drunk. All right.
I am drunk.
I love the speak and spell, dude. So great. Liam, answer this question to that.
Liam,
No.
Yes. all
Bree
right.
Looms wants to know, how does it feel to have your character's bestie be killed by a treasure box 2 campaigns in a row? Would Caleb be... That's true. I mean, yeah, right? Yeah,
I did.
yeah. Would Caleb be as willing to make similar sacrifices to keep Nod alive?
Well, it's an interesting thing. I'm not going to do the whole answer like that. Yeah, it did occur to me actually in the moment, and that's why I was like doing fucking hand motions because it's like we did this. Why are you doing this? We did this. Would Caleb be as willing to make sacrifices to keep Not alive? What a question. Nothing is as strong as the twin bond. Nothing.
Whoa. That was also a Batman villain.
He would do a lot.
He's running the gamut on his voice acting skills.
Yeah.
tonight, is all
He
I'm
would
saying.
do a lot. Nothing is quite like the twin bond. Yeah, he would fucking go nuts. He did go nuts, but he's such a, he's a left of center thinker, and in that moment, and there have been other moments like this in the show where like there's big panic or heartbreak or something, and all of his emotions and thought just go thunk into a box on the side, and then he just deals with it, going like, this is what it is like to be a person who does things, and he just sort of muscles his way through until it's done, and I think
like
that's
a survival.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like push all the emotion over here into a box in the back corner and deal with the situation. And I know that I'm with 2 very magical people who I've watched do miracles, and I'm going to just get her up the steps, and we'll see what happens after that. And he didn't even get to the point where he could bring the emotions back around. There wasn't long enough for him to dwell on them and then break. He'll be unpacking that for a couple of days, for sure. But
It's so funny. Like, for as much as everyone constantly checks traps, when I designed that room, I was like, it's going to be a huge threat. They're going to figure it out. They're going to draw on maybe an Arcana roll, and they realize it's a magical trap, and realize it's like heavy, powerful necromantic, and just went right to it. I'm like, of course, the one time, all right, here we go.
Wow.
he's an agent of chaos.
That's true. That's true.
Matt, another question about Revivify. Fuck.
Sure.
Astral Sea Siren.
Revivify.
Why don't you just call it Welcome Back, Friend?
Riv,
I love that.
Riv for his brother.
That genuinely pleased me.
Danny.
I love that.
Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna cast Welcome Back, Friend.
Sorry, Gray. I've never had Danny say that genuinely pleased me to something I've said before. Like, this is a moment for me. I'm
really sweet.
I'm sort of.
So lovely.
I'm in it.
Years
Max,
in.
can you write down this date for me? Matt,
Yes.
the effects of Knott's diamond during her Welcome Back, Friend were very different than Caduceus's diamond. Was that simply flavoring, or can you say if it is related to where they were or related to Knott specifically?
That was related to the circumstances of the death, which for those who didn't figure it out, it was a power word kill. It's a 9th level spell. I know it's kind of dickish, but I wanted elements of that dungeon to be like super dangerous if
Why wouldn't they
they
be?
weren't careful. Especially the prison where all interlopers are eventually dragged to by the Mage Hunter golems, being the Archmage Bane, and then have all their belongings that allow them to escape, that allow them to teleport out, to allow them to find Halas. Like, those things are going to be under the heaviest lock and key. which is if it's a failed attempt to opening or something like that, they teleport elsewhere within the towers and try and kill whoever tried to get to it. So for that particular being powered kill, such a dark necromantic, just snuffing of life type spell, I just thought in the moment to flavor the Revivify around that type of imagery. So instead of the life of not crumbling away, the diamond itself instead was turned into black dust to take her place essentially. So it's, a lot of that flavoring for the spells is because I don't know what's going to happen is all just kind of off the cuff. Some of it is me consciously making a decision based on the character who's involved and their story and where they are, and for some of them like the deity that they chose. And sometimes it's just improvising based on the circumstances, and that's one of those where it was just like, well,
Good improviser.
the spell makes it work. So
Good improviser.
Yeah, you're really good at improvising that.
Well, also, as we talked about earlier, yeah. Liam,
Yeah.
Ebony Wrights wants to know, we know that Caleb wants to help Nott as much as she wants to help him in return. What were his thoughts about finding signs of the magic that could potentially make her a halfling again?
Oh, it's great news. It's good news. It's incomplete. They will, try to pursue it and unpack it together. But he was way too worried about what the dude in the gem could do. I still am. I'm very distrustful of it. If you noticed, Caleb never touched the fucking gem. And I just think that he just pushed that. That's a later thing. That's a week from now or over the next few months. There's no time where we are right now. And did we, I can't remember, Liam can't, Caleb can, but Liam can't remember. Did we decide where the gem is going by the end of that game, or are we still sort of in the middle of it?
I think we're still kind of figuring out. I'll have to go back and rewatch the end of it, which I do occasionally, just to try and, if I have time, to remember exactly how we left off, which you've seen me fuck up many times. But I'm not entirely sure. I feel like we didn't resolve it, but I could be wrong.
I feel like we
Body
didn't
is
resolve it.
still in the ball. I think Nott still has the gem.
Correct. Yeah,
think.
it was removed from the folding halls, but I don't think you guys have decided what to do
Haul
with it
ass
yet.
is in the gem, and we hauled him out of the ball. And I've had people say at me, say like, well, why are you sad that you didn't get your chance to talk to him? I mean, it's only been a couple hours, really.
Yeah, for you guys.
He just, why rush to touch it?
Yeah.
Why? I'm not Sam Riegel playing a rogue, touching anything in front of me. I
This
want
is
to
a
take it.
call-out episode for Sam Riegel.
Call-out episode.
To be fair, he needs him every now and then. Got to keep him humble.
Yeah, more than every now
Closer
and then.
to humble. I mean, there's no one ever going to make him humble.
It's like in the movie 300 when that spear got thrown. It's not quite right, but it just goes. That's Sam.
Yeah, it's true.
It's the sphere or the cut or the dude.
Yeah,
Both.
he's Xerxes.
Oh.
Xerxes with his 20/20 vision.
That's going to be his next live show
Perfect teeth.
costume.
Yeah.
He doesn't have 20/20. He doesn't have 20/20 vision anymore because I watched All Work No Play, and he talked about how he needed glasses for like a year. Remember? He's been needing glasses.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you guys drink a lot on that show. You don't remember? Hey, it's time for fan art of the fan art of the week.
Fan art of the week. Oh, I used my hands that time.
That was good. Yeah, I like it when you use your hands.
The man of
Both
many
of them.
talents, Liam O'Brien.
I
got
use
many.
my hands.
He's got many talents. Do it again.
I just made a mutual masturbation joke.
Oh no.
See,
It's mutual.
and now it's run its course again.
I'm
For a
still
brief
laughing.
moment.
Every week, I think this is my favorite worst episode of this show. This week's fan art winner for Campaign 2, Episode 83 was sent in by Ace Masters at Ace Masters 4. Let's take a look.
Oh, I love
It's
that.
so pretty.
It's so unique, right?
Yeah.
It's just a unique style of art, and I think there's so much to sit there and just kind of look at and unpack.
It's a little bit like a stained glass window.
It is.
I love clean color work with no line work, like where it's just using color to differentiate shapes. It looks like cut out paper almost.
It's gorgeous.
it's
I love the
beautiful.
heart especially.
Yeah. Caduceus is such a great character.
Such a good character. Let's hope he sticks around. I like it. Thank you to everyone who submitted. Congrats to you, Ace. You've won the Corrupted Collection Master Vault from our friends at Wormwood with art by Crystal Sully. Remember, was it
Gen Con, we finally met them.
Was it Denver or Gen Con?
It was Gen Con.
Okay, Gen Con. Met Crystal Sully. Wow.
Yeah.
I got a Kraken game mouse pad thing that's just like the coolest art
Yeah,
ever.
art is so
oh,
good.
man. You can enter our weekly contest, careerroll.com. Submit. Here come the question.
Doctor Strange shit.
Yeah.
Do you go home and like people in a park who just do Tai Chi slowly, or you're like, slash?
I practice.
Getting
I
different
practice
moves
this
down?
I hope so.
a lot. I practice this a lot. I'll probably have to stop when Ashley comes back.
Oh, that
Thank God.
makes a lot of sense now.
She might go, let's not do that.
She's almost here, folks. She's almost here.
Almost.
I can say how many days, but I'm not going to, just in case. Jester is best, or Matt?
Yes, hi.
Jester is bester. What a great...
I know.
Pretty
Come
slick.
on, guys.
I dig it.
When in your campaign development did you originally plot out the Angel of Iron's cult storyline? Was it inspired by Ashley developing Yasha, or did she easily slot into a pre-existing narrative?
Did she easily slot into an existing narrative?
So,
Did you say solid bit, Matt?
no.
Solid bits tonight. Do you know who I saw the other day? I saw fucking Eric Idle. I've never
That's
seen
right.
someone that famous in my life. Did I go up and talk to him? No, I didn't want to ruin his fucking day.
Thank you.
But it was
Solid.
cool. I saw him from like 15 feet away. I'm
That's
like,
pretty cool.
legend.
Yeah.
Legend
I'm
of comedy.
legitimately jealous. Question, bring it up on the screen again so I can see
Stinky.
it. Thank you.
No,
Oh,
it
read
was
I can read
Jester
it.
is bester. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to command you on that.
You can command me to do whatever you want.
there you
don't
go.
even have to cast it.
Actually,
Cantrip.
the whole Angel of Iron's cult storyline has been planned from the very beginning, and there's a lot of like thematic threads from the very beginning that if you've been paying attention, there's been a lot of chain iconography.
Oh, sure.
There's been hunger has been a theme. And I think Marisha picked up on that really early.
Who's that
There's a,
hunger?
there's a lot of things that were all meant to be this kind of slow background, kind of click towards the end, and Yasha's story ended up, because we're going through this and knowing that Ashley had to go back, it was me just going like, I have this existing narrative that I eventually want to become a big crescendo kind of story. She has to leave. How can I fold these together? And based on how the dice went, I had multiple options in which I could make her part of the story and to be able to take her out of the narrative based on how things went down. And this is the path it took. And as a dungeon master, and a lot of people out there who are dungeon masters know, you kind of have to just roll with what players can show up sometimes and find ways to make it make sense in your story. So I was very thankful it worked out well, and based on her characters, the character she created, in many ways it was like, oh, this kid, this is actually really, really easy to marry the elements together, her whole backstory with having a period of time that she had lost.
So this was stuff that you worked out with her, like dabbled into her character before campaign?
No, this is stuff that she had, that she just created part of her backstory, and then I built, and I was building my narrative.
Right.
And then as we went further in the campaign, I began to realize as where we were going, I was like, I can marry elements of her backstory into the story that I had. Like I had some ideas when we first started, like when she gave me her backstory, I was like, okay, I have some possible thoughts on where this could go. But it was the further along we went in those first, 20, 30 episodes or so, that I began to really be like, I have some ideas on how I can marry these threads together and make it kind of come to some cool story points.
How cool is it that she's going to be back and you won't have to deal with the whole, like, how do I plan for her going away for long term? Because the only thing that could really pull her away on a Thursday would be if, like, she has to come, try and retrieve me from a dumpster behind a strip club in Amarillo, Texas.
That's how we're not letting you leave.
I try to save for the weekends, but every once in a while on a Thursday night.
Well,
if the show
Undeadwood was
wraps
part
up
of our
early.
long-term plan to keep you here for just that reason.
Well, I'm in. You got me.
Cannot wait to have her back.
Don't go to that question. I'm going to compliment Matt a little bit too. I think he's
please.
really good at. I love how you take everything that we sort of make in our lab, our character lab ourselves, and then take all your vast shit and intermingle them in different ways. And I'll share this just because I think the audience would love to hear it. The whole crystals in Caleb's arms, that was not me. Like I thought of a lot of shit for Caleb and create what I think was a pretty overly complicated backstory. But the crystals in his arms was just something like, I sent this long fucking novella to Matt about what I thought Caleb was, and it came back going, yeah, love this. And this place is called that. And also when you were there, he put crystals in your arm to harness the energy. And I was like, yeah, okay, great. I love that. It was just like, it just wrapped in really great with my bullshit. And you do that with everybody, and it's great. You're good at your work.
Thank you. Well, it's fun. It's a collaboration at that point. You know, I want to take what you guys envision and want to play, what kind of story you want to explore, and then you toss the ball to me. I take elements of that and help plug it into the world in a way that makes the most sense from my standpoint, and then send it back like, is this cool? Is this okay? Mm-hmm. You know, and you guys tell me what parts work, what parts don't, until we're all happy with that, and then we can go forward. And it's pretty fun. I don't know.
Some people call it collaborative storytelling.
Some people.
If we have like a big party at the end of the campaign, you know, on 179 episodes from now, I don't know. I have no idea what you have in mind.
I don't know either.
Who knows? But we should call that party, and let's get Brittany on the phone so she can immediately say no. The Happy Fun Ball.
Do I get to wear a long
actually pretty
sparkly
fun.
dress?
Danny,
Always.
the answer to that question is always only if you have a second one for me.
How many sparkly dresses do you think I own? Because it's definitely a lot.
It's got to be 3 more than me.
Yes.
I'll wear whatever, man.
I know.
They're building a spherical museum at LACMA in Hollywood.
They're building a
A
what?
spherical museum. I passed it
At
a lot.
LACMA?
Yeah, at LACMA. They've got a whole new wing of that museum, and it's a ball. It's a glass, fun ball.
Do you think that we could get all of you in there and do a photo shoot,
should
or
have
is
to find
that
out.
something that because I have been to LACMA.
Mm-hmm.
Locks are not hard to pick.
I just,
More like Locksma.
I'm
Wow, Danny.
Points. You get points for that one. I would say
You get this show.
I would say if we can, maybe if somebody locked me as a critter. If any of you out there are like managers that lock me,
If anybody works at the Los Angeles
Museum of Contemporary Art.
No, it's LAC, Los Angeles County Museum, LACMA, Los Angeles County Museum
Of art.
of Art. Is that it?
Los Angeles
I have Google. Hang on.
Do the Google.
some spherical
Los Angeles
Los Angeles County Museum of Art.
Circular.
Miss-
Los Angeles
Circular,
County
yeah.
Museum of
Circular.
Art.
You did it.
Yeah.
Circular Museum of Art. Right.
Cue the balloon.
Where is our balloon fall?
We can't afford that. Matt,
Yes.
These prices are insane!
Centrifugal meat apex.
No
right?
thanks.
That's how it works?
No thanks.
Yeah, it'd be great.
No
Porno
thanks.
lesbian wants to know, Matt. No. You made Liam.
I did. I scared him away with my meat apex.
Best part of Henry's day. Oops.
Oh, Henry.
Don't throw things
Sorry.
away.
Best part of Henry's day is when Uncle Liam comes over and gives him love. Matt,
Yes.
while he is giving my dog much needed affection,
Yes.
Cardinal Lesbian wants to know, Matt, Hallass referred to healing as necromancy, which is more in line with older editions of D&D than 5e. Is this a deliberate way to emphasize his man out of time nature and how understandings of magic change over time? What a great question.
That is interesting. And it's a pretty cool thought. I'm pretty sure if you look at the spell Cure Wounds in 5th edition, it still is under the necromancy school, though.
I don't think it is. I think that was the point of the question.
Was
I
it?
think. Let me look.
Am I wrong on this? I
Is
thought
that
I looked
weird?
it up.
Because
If I'm wrong,
I'm
then,
trying to remember.
then maybe I am just drawing from my older editions, in which case I apologize.
Evocation.
Evocation, they changed it. Holy shit.
Well, there are.
Then,
Yeah, because that would fuck with if it was necromancy. Sorry, go ahead.
Then, yes.
I'm brilliant.
It's more okay. It is more of a vestige of me playing a lot of older editions growing up then, and not realizing they changed that. Which to me, I always felt it was a little more of a necromantic element
It feels more necromantic.
than evocation.
Yeah.
Evocation, that's interesting.
What is it evoking?
So to answer your question, yes, it is an older vestige of an older time where the magical, arcane arts were a little more varied and altered in their sources.
Yes. We were talking about power word kill earlier. I remember asking Chris Perkins, how would you describe my personality, and he said, "Power word kill for someone's joy."
Did he really? That's dark. That is.
I mean, he's obviously being funny because like he's in on the joke of make fun of Brian,
sure.
right? So like, but he's so smart. It's just like,
I love that. That's
and
pretty great.
he also brought it up one time. He was talking about making food because he makes, you know, he's a wonderful cook in addition to being. Did you know he did MMA?
I think I did know that.
He did mixed martial arts. Chris Perkins. Did you know that?
I think so.
He also did fucking figure skating.
Did not know that.
I didn't know any of
He
this.
did figure skating, and I need to do 4 more between the sheets with him. Like, I can't, we didn't have time to even scratch he did mixed martial arts
I assume
and
he's done a
figure
little-
skating.
How many
Little wet
times? How many times do you think him and Taliesin have met over the past millennia?
I would guess, well, there was probably, they both definitely got a kick out of the Napoleon thing, right? Because of the hats and stuff.
I think once per 1,000 years, because really, if they get too close, reality breaks. So
I
again,
think that
they can
they're
only
like the
take
Crowley
that.
and Aziraphale from Good Omens of tabletop
Oh,
games.
that's a good point. That's a good point. Oh, yeah.
Did you know that Chris Perkins can rotate his head around 360 degrees?
I do.
Just like Professor Thaddeus.
I've seen it.
I do, because when he said
right.
when he came up between the sheets and he asked if he was getting paid for it, I said no, and then his head did this thing, and then he was like, "Well, we have snacks." Liam
Yes.
_ Elia wants to know _ when Caleb told Jester that he didn't want her suffering in a Little Ruby prison
Yes.
about the gem of imprisonment, was he also referring to her childhood of being with her mother, aka the Ruby of the Sea?
Pardon me. Excuse me.
No, that was pure coincidence that I realized the second it popped out of my mouth. He was just talking about the gem. That happens
Just talking
sometimes.
about the gem. Huh.
It is evocation.
Coincidences do happen.
Yeah. Wow. Did we get through all the important questions?
I mean, the ones I highlighted, yeah.
Okay, you feel good?
I feel good.
Okay, I know we went a little over, but that's because we had a lot of announcements.
Did we do more than 15 questions this time?
Let me look.
Danny's gonna verify. While she does, our wonderful friend at Dread Singles, that shirt, I have the same one in red. Void merch store.
Mine has dog hair on it.
Where did that come
Technically,
from?
we did
know.
14.
Nice.
But
It's a material
we
component.
answered one other one in another question.
Yeah, we do. That happens a lot where we'll have 22 questions, and by the end of the show, you guys, because of the nature of sort of the discussion, will have answered all the other questions, and so then we're sort of like, that's when we start talking about, you know, dancing and karaoke and like, yeah. I gotta say, I'm liking where the campaign's at. I have this weird. Stakes are getting. I have this weird
getting
feeling
real.
that some bad shit. I don't know if it's bad. I don't want to say bad. I don't want to put that out there.
No, it's not bad at all.
Knock on wood.
They're
But
doing totally fine.
I have this gut. I have this weird feeling. Don't. You know, your poker face is really good, but like I don't know, man. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. I'm finally invested in this campaign after 83 episodes.
It's a good warm up.
Just kidding.
Yep.
be
Just a
fun.
scant 83
83, man.
episodes.
Exciting. Exciting. We're getting to the solid meat of my long-term story here.
Go on.
One of many. There are multiple
Apparently,
threads.
welcome back, friend, is necromancy.
Oh, welcome back, friend.
Yeah.
Necromancy.
Welcome back, Otter.
Yeah. Continue on about the solid meat.
I was just saying, this one particular story, we're getting to the meaty section of reveals and oh my God, these things. Now we have information. Now we know what's going on, and we're gonna learn more. And
All the dick humor will stop. That was the last episode of Dick Humor.
that's it.
He
That's
just
it. We
said
agreed upon
solid
it.
meat, and then I asked him to expand on it, and he didn't pick up on the nuance. And
No.
instead of making it extremely highly sexual, like I want every episode of the show to be,
Ryan, just so you know, I'm really bad at highly sexual. That was my attempt at it.
you are. First of all,
Have you seen yourself?
have you seen? Schmidt, stay with me because I'm gonna get a little TBN here. Have you seen your hair blowing in the non-existent wind in Undeadwood, and you're gonna tell me that you're not, dude. First of all, let me tell the people behind the scenes information. The AC unit, we shot this in August. The AC unit was on, and it was very hot, and we are in very thick Western clothing.
Layers
We're
and
hot.
layers of wool.
And I will tell you that it was so subtle that I was sitting about as far from you as I am now, right? Like we're so close. We can really. I was sitting like probably a little closer. I think I was like
not there,
I think I was like right here.
Yeah, because you had the.
Yeah, because there were moments where I went like, help me, and you said like, I give you my powers, and I was like, oh, I have his powers now. What do I do? But anyway, that's a little too much information. But what were we talking about?
Hair.
So it was funny because it was so subtle. I didn't notice it as close as we were sitting to each other.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see that. It wasn't until I watched the 4K close-up of it that I was like, and then when we added all the atmosphere sound and everything, and it's just like there's like a bird, whoo, you know.
And nobody told me
and then
about
it's
this
just-
while you guys were in post until it aired, and I was watching it, and I went, Jesus Christ.
Matt's hair is a fey being like Frumpkin.
What are you
There it
upset
is.
about? Your glorious, delicious hair.
not
It's just-
upset.
It's sort of even
I'm
more
just easily
immersive. There's people
embarrassed.
that think that we did it to make it seem like it was more. They're like, have you noticed his hair only moves like that when they're outdoors and they're in the, the wind
Yeah,
is
that
going?
level of attention to detail we baked into our
That's-
production schedule.
I mean, that's why we had to push the 4th episode. Is I went, Matt's hair's not moving. Can we get CGI?
Yeah, all
Yeah.
the cloud
We have to
stripe
see-
CG level work on Matt's
Yeah.
hair. It's so time intensive.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Thank you, ILM, for taking the contract with us to
Industrial
finish
light
this
and
out.
magic.
Really
Yep.
positive time working with you on this.
It's going to cost us more than it's going to cost to make the animated series, but
If you
we're
watch
okay.
just the first year of Critical Role, you'll notice that Matt's hair just goes. It's just one solid piece. But as the technology's advanced,
That's like the PS2 graphics
Yes.
versus what we're
Yes.
capable
Exactly.
of now.
And that's
They
thanks
did
to your
remaster
support.
Final Fantasy VIII, just so you could have better Squall hair. So
that's true.
That's
They
He
basically
is,
what we
he
did.
is the
with
best
this.
looking guy in there.
so dumb.
Oh, man. How was BlizzCon? Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
You got to see Anjali, my dear friend.
I know. I got to see Anjali. We got to talk about a bunch of Deadwood stuff. We
Yeah.
got to a lot of great announcements.
You guys
They
all
had-
dressed up so cool.
Yeah, they had some really like a lot of great people running some very respectful. Words escaping me now. Wow, my brain is completely melted down at the point of it.
Pawn shop.
I want to say frogs.
No,
Respectful
No.
frogs?
When you're gathering to bring attention to a specific cause.
Oh, like activist, like protest? Like,
Protest, thank
oh,
you.
yeah,
like,
protest, yeah.
Like there were a lot of people there where I saw a lot of Hong Kong shirts out there and a lot of like
Oh,
really
yeah,
respectful
yeah, yeah.
protests, and it was like, it was kind of cool to watch all that at once and come together, and it's a very complicated scenario with all that, and I have a lot of friends I've known for a very long time who are these amazing artists and designers and stuff for Blizzard for well over a decade, and watching all this kind of go down, and it's been like frustrating and sad and kind of like and I haven't really talked about this so much yet, but like what happened, how everything went down was the punishment way too far, and it's been hard to watch some people make a really terrible decision and have it affect really good people so far removed from that decision. But at the same time, it's brought a lot of wonderful awareness to a very, very serious issue.
Yeah.
And it was kind of
Wow.
cool to go there and see in that space where kind of that type of activism was welcome as part of the event as well. So,
Yeah.
and I got to dress up in a costume I wanted to do for years and years and years that I had commissioned by wonderful folks, which I have some pictures coming up soon. I'll get to point it out. And a big thank you to at Somerset Sews and the Dangerous Ladies, which are the folks that helped put most of that costume together for me. So
Your McCree costume?
yeah, really happy with that.
Oh, it was so
So mad
fun.
I wasn't here to
I
see
went
that
over.
thing.
I went over
pretty
to your house. I went over to their house the night before, and you were cutting. It was so cool because Matt, obviously, you have such an extensive cosplay background, but you don't get to do that anymore.
get to do it much,
And
yeah.
so I saw this happy side of him with all of his supplies and his stuff sitting there cutting all the different things for the finger pieces, and I'm going, you're so good at this and you're doing it so fast, and you're like, this is my thing. And it was cool to see that side of you. sort of get to be touched on again. Yeah,
Even
that
the
was fucking
beard was like
awesome.
an origami transformer. It was like 19 pieces going in different directions.
Was that itchy as fuck?
I mean, as expected.
Yeah.
But I've worn a lot of facial prosthetics and beard stuff before.
Halfway
so.
through CR at the break, when you came out, were you like,
Yeah.
I've made a huge mistake?
Well, I was more pissed because, like, when I went to go get Prozaid to apply it all to my face, the person who was helping me at the makeup store was like, "Oh no, you don't want Prozaid. You want this other, much nicer industry standard one that's like silicone based." I'm like, "Oh, awesome!" Like, yeah, here it is. It's also twice as expensive, and here's the expensive remover for it. I was like, "Well, they're the professionals. I'll trust them." Did not work anywhere near as well as Prozaid
No way.
did. Prozaid lasted me all of my day at BlizzCon, and it barely lasted me through that episode of Critical Role where everything started falling off my face during one of the more tense moments in the story. And I was like, cool, thanks.
That's awesome. Something always happens on these Halloween episodes, though. But there's never been one that actually fell on Halloween, right?
No, I can't remember.
don't think
I
so.
don't
One that
think
fell directly on it
I don't
until
think
this
so
time.
because I would remember because of trick or treating.
Yeah. Makes
I would know
sense.
if there was a conflict.
Yeah, that makes
this
sense.
year there was.
Yeah. Are we still? We're not still live, right?
100%.
Holy shit. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight, folks. I'd like to thank Liam and Matt for joining us. Episode 84. Wow.
Thank you guys for having me.
84. Critical Role airs Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific. Go get your Undeadwood cards now available in the Crit Role. I brought these for you because I didn't know if you had a set.
No, I don't have a set, actually. I'm really
I
excited.
forgot to give you a set already. Get the cards with the wonderful art by our wonderful friend Kent Davis, who is just such an amazing person, and
He draws Bagman.
he draws Bagman. He designed my first D&D character, and ever since then, I've just loved watching all the fans and everybody just discover his work over the years. And
His talent was ridiculous.
his talent is ridiculous. He does all these beautiful landscapes and stuff, but his character, his portrait stuff is, as you can see on those cards, are insane. Available at shop.critroll.com. Remember, daylight saving time. A lot of people say savings. That's incorrect. It's daylight saving time has just happened for us. So, Schmidt, don't laugh like I said that in a condescending manner. I've worked all day to say it in a way that, just sort of... hey, it just happened for us, so make sure to check wheniscritroll.com.
I think it's wheniscriticalrole.com. Let me look.
Oh boy.
Wheniscriticalrole.com. It is, I read that wrong, as I did everything tonight. As always,
Yeah.
it is wheniscriticalrole.com. As always, don't forget to love each other. And don't worry, it's almost Thursday. Stay tuned, my friends. Remember, creepy ain't a crime. Sam Riegel's mouth is.
Whoa.